Is Black Series Edition LLC and Crystal Edge Technology screens. We are showing off what real gain is supposed to look like. Customers. You want to make sure, oh, by the way, there's Taco, by the way. Taco has to be introduced now. Hello, Taco. No, he doesn't because he's leaving. But anyway, as I said before, you want to make sure that when you're buying a screen paint product, that you're getting exactly what you paid for. You do not want to be in a situation with fake numbers, fake gain, none of that nonsense. Dark, ambient, controlled environments, none of that whatsoever, because again, this is just going to basically wreak havoc on your setup from the door. This is just not going to work for you at all in any way whatsoever. Because again, you're still going to be stuck in the same scenario you were with the white screen. Now, as I said before, we made tons of great screen paint. I've made it for years. I've made it before some people have actually been on YouTube selling theirs. And tell you the truth, honestly, it doesn't do much. It doesn't. At the particular time on what it was designed for, it did a great job versus a white screen. Now we got much more darker technology in. We have gunmetal technology and black technology. The gray screen really isn't something that really works. It's not an ambient projection product. We're in a commercial environment. In a commercial environment, your product has to do more than home theater. You have to be a survivor in one of these environments. And you can't survive in one of these environments, that means your limitations are cut off because you're just stuck to home theater. You can't go outside that. And keep in mind, if any one of the gunmetals or even my screen were to walk into a darker environment, we can still thrive even better in those environments, which means your screen still becomes obsolete. So far in my research of what I've seen in other screen games, we've seen some fake ones, ones that people have claimed and said that they have and don't even have, ones who actually give off the idea that they are ambient light rejection, but will basically post that they're not. And this is what you're going to be dealing with. With the certified screens, from what I've tested with them, they can run in well-lit environments. I don't know why they have maybe have more of an ambient controlled environment because of the contrast levels, because the screen doesn't read an Infinity 1, and it does need to pick up some heavy contrast levels, because that's what it claims to be to pull those heavier contrast levels, which it does do against a gray and white screen, but against a black screen, no. That may be the reason why. But do they need to be in those environments? Not really. To tell you the truth, I've tested them in fully lit environments. They run perfectly fine. And the only reason why I just can't read that contrast level, but they still read better than a gray or white screen. White screens don't read any form of gain whatsoever. I don't know why they put down there a 2.0 or a 0.0. That doesn't mean jack next to a white sheet of paper. They both do the same thing. I literally had to do a topic on that when we were doing white sheets of paper on our screen. They were like, well, it's not the same as a certified screen. We had elite screen, white screen in here. We had DMP Supernova. We had elite screens, well, a couple sets of theirs in here. I had one with a 0.9 sitting on top of it, and couldn't tell the difference between that and a white sheet of paper, to tell you honestly. And I got Daylight's white screen here too, and still can't tell the difference between that and a white sheet of paper. So, same thing. So other than that, what are you really getting when it comes to your gain? Now, why is the gain extremely important? Because it depends on what your projector and how bright your screen is going to be to reflect right back at you. So if your gain is really poor, that means a lot of things can go off in this process. Your color can go weak, your washout, contrast levels don't read and don't pick up correctly, and your screen is going to completely wash out and not even be there at all, period. As you can see, I showed you with the customer, the other fellow's screen paint, whose screen completely disappeared when that window opened up. It shows you how extremely poor the gain was on that product, that the screen was no longer noticeable. Even though he was using a very high-powered projector in the demonstration, it didn't even work on his screen. And this is why, another reason why I am against using ultra short throw projectors, majority as test demonstration projectors. It's good to show it off. If you're going to be showing, hey, it picks up the angle gain, this, that, and the other, okay, that's good. But if you're making it your main projector for all testing, this is a very, very large red flag, because again, as you saw in the customer's demonstration, it looked nothing like the person who was selling the product, because he was using an ultra short throw, he was right on top of the screen. For that, he's always in dark environments, where this guy was in a fully lit environment, turned his lights on, screen washed out, opened up 2 curtains and the screen washed out, and he had a long throw and it was 4K. Didn't work at all. Oh, man. It's pretty crazy. I think his projector is 5,000 lumens higher than the P2. So, again, he couldn't pick up, which he should have. We're 27 in equal mode in a commercial environment. And our environment's brighter than his because a meter would have read in his environment. They don't read in here. So we have direct light hitting the screen. So that's the problem you have with people faking gain. Giving off the illusion that they have it, but they don't have it. That's why the other one put a policy clause in on his product that the shipping policy is designed that way because if you notice something or find out something about the product that he knows you're going to find out eventually, he has a policy set up that you can't send it back. You can't do anything about it. You're stuck with it. That's it. That's the end of it, bar none. If you open this up, you are definitely stuck with it. You don't believe me? Challenge yourself. Go to the website under Crow Screen Paint Mixes and look up the policy yourself. It's been that way from day one. He doesn't change it. As for range gain, again, or gain range, non-existing. It doesn't exist at all. He has not emailed me back. He has not contacted me back in any way whatsoever. There's nothing in our junk mail. It's nothing there at all. In our spam mail, it's nothing there. He hasn't reached out. So apparently, this is what the other people are receiving back because they're telling me he's not even contacting them at all, period. None of them. That's why the trolls are on him like this because, again, they smell blood in the water. They're coming after him, and he can't respond back to anybody. You made it up. Remember, you made up this nonsense. He calls himself a philosopher. You made this nonsense up. You built this bridge for yourself. You're going to have to cross that bridge. So that's a good way of saying it. Dad never used that one on me. That's a good one right there. That's mine. I'm keeping it. Anyway, so as I said before, you're going to have to cross that bridge because you made this up. And this is the consequences of going on YouTube, going on any form of social media platform or forum site or whatever, and making stuff up as you go along because this can get you in a lot of trouble. Now, I told you before, if he can't back this, he's going to go to court for this because he has a PayPal shopping cart. And those shopping carts have been sitting underneath these products for quite some time, long enough for a complaint to be filed. If he can't back this up, he's looking at 20 years in jail. It's very serious charges being filed against this company. We clearly have to show that we have contacted the company. Like I said, the YouTube video, not enough. A friend of mine is an attorney, said, nah, ain't gonna work. You can't do that. Because again, you claim you never saw the video, and there you go. Contact him directly. Ask him directly what you're requesting, and if he doesn't respond back, then you go in and give him a fair warning, explaining to him what's going to happen to him if he doesn't prove this theory, and if he doesn't respond back again, then you go file your paperwork. And that's what we're about to do. So, today I got some business to take care of, but I will be responding back to him again. This time I will request a second time, and then the third request will be telling him exactly the consequences and what will be happening to him and what we are filing against him for lying to social media, lying on his website, and committing the act of consumer fraud from his company, unless he removes it. So, we'll go again. And the reason why I do this, people say, oh, you're doing this because, no. We're doing this because we don't want people doing the same thing like the knockoff projector nonsense. You know, if someone had nipped that nonsense in the butt before it started off, you wouldn't have all these knockoff projectors all over the place. And this wreaks havoc on people who sell professional products. You ever notice that the certified screens don't use any form of knockoff projectors? You ever seen Black Diamond, Elite Screens, any of those big companies? No, they don't use those. Because they're knockoffs. They don't work right. You ever notice that when you look at these knockoff projectors, do you see the new screens they're developing for them? Do you see them in gunmetal, darker, black screens? No, you don't see that. You see them in white or light gray because they can't read off darker screens. And the reason why, because they're crap projectors. That's why. And I literally have gotten to interesting conversations with people that will argue with me about because somebody said, I don't know what kind of projector, whatever, blah, 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 review said the projector was actually fantastic. It's a good projector, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, and this is the reason why you're contacting me. If it was such a good projector, as you claimed, and has all these good stars and good marks and good points and whatever and so forth and so forth, why would you contact me for? What are you contacting me for? If the projector's so good. Oh, you can't get the contrast to read, and color levels are poor, can't pick up in a fully lit environment. What are you calling me for? Because I tell you something, a name brand projector can read It can pick up. I hit that wall with one of these projectors. It picks up with no problem. The only problem is the picture quality is horrible. It has to be upgraded. But you, on the other hand, you don't even pick up correctly at all, period. And I've seen these things. So again, what are you contacting me for if this projector is all that great? There you go. I literally had a conversation with somebody overseas about basically giving us the name of his projector. Literally went through that for a good, maybe, it felt like 10 minutes of trying to ask him over and over again, what's your projector, what's your projector, what's your projector, and got every freaking other answer besides that. Because he knew darn well he took a gamble when he bought the product. So this is the reason why we don't like these machines, because they are freaking headaches. And on top of that, they rip off the consumer, because the consumer buying for the first time. If I was buying a projector for the first time, when I first started off, thank God these things went around, I would have ran into one of these machines, I probably would have ended up buying one. Probably wouldn't have getting duped myself. And some of these machines aren't cheap. Some of these people went out and bought the valve projector. They spent $3,100 for it. They spent just as much as that projector did a P2 cost. And the reason why is because it promised them a 150-inch screen. It promised them 4K, which means it was compressed 4K. You'll find out when you get a 4K audio receiver how that's going to work out for you, because that's not going to go well. You're going to have a 1-second split echo effect going off because you don't have actual 4K for that to work. So you'll figure it out. I found that out when I did an installment for somebody who had a 720p, but this is when the 7.1 digital surround sound with optical outputs were big. When you had the optical laser output, you had to have it make the sound so crisp. But if you had a 720p, the problem was you got like a couple, like a 1 second sound delay. So you had to buy a 1080p TV to actually calibrate and sync the sound. Now, I went through that in an installment. I used to work for Tweeters way back in the day. But anyway, yeah, so those knockoff machines are nothing but headaches. So everybody went out and ran and got this projector because they thought it was 6,000 lumens projector at $3,500. No. That projector would at least cost you $5,000. Easily would have cost you about $5,000. Dell had one. I don't know what happened to it. They stopped making it. But Dell had a 5,000 lumen projector. It was nearly $5,000. 5 something, almost close to like 5,500, something like that, around that price. Very expensive. So yeah, you're gonna spend some money for that. Optima has one, they're about $6,000. So yeah, 5,000 lumen ultra short throw, you're gonna pay some money for that. So the price is way too low. At around, I think $3,100. So basically, again, we got a lot of flack, over it. People were screaming and yelling at, oh, you know what you're talking about, you know much about projectors, blah blah this and blah blah that and blah 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 blah. Go ahead, sheep, go by. I'm going to watch you fall off the cliff. That's what's going to happen to you. And sure enough, we came back and they all fell tumbling off the cliff one by one. Why? Because we actually went to their forum site, their page on Facebook. They had a Facebook forum on there, and we had a nice conversation with the owners and found out that after a little bit of pressure and letting them know we know what we're talking about, asking those questions that you need to ask at the end of the day, instead of going, oh yeah, that's fantastic, I'm just going to pick it up anyway without asking any questions. Whew. Got them to admit that, matter of fact, that's going to the blacklist too. I'm going to post on the blacklist. Got them to admit that the projector is a 1080p base machine. You got to compress off something. You can't compress off 4K. It doesn't make any sense. That's what we're explaining to them. What's the projector's base point? Which means, where are you basically basing the compression at? Because most people are not going to ask that question. We are going to ask that question. So where is it at? Is it 720p or 1080p? Because if you have to compress to get 4K, where are you compressing from? Keep in mind that the projector is 4K. Why would you need to compress? So it has to be coming off somewhere. And that's where he came out in a minute. It's a 1080p projector. So you spent $3,100 or $3,500 for a projector that is basically 1080p. When you could have got an Optima GT 55 or 56 at 1080p with a 20,000 to 1 or 22,000 to 1 contrast. Mine, that projector only had a 3,000 to 1 contrast. The projector I have the NEC has 1,000 higher than that projector. It has a 3,000 to 1 contrast. You know how old a 3,000 to 1 contrast is on a projector? You're talking about 2010, 2011, 2012. Those models have that on there. That's what they have. So that's pretty much what you got. Some old rinky-dinky contrast that's from a 2010, 2012, 2011 projector. That's what you got. And my projector is higher than that. Epson took them to court and found out they weren't 6,000 lumens as they claimed. They were way underneath that. They were somewhere in the 1,800 mark in there. That's very low. That's very low. It's not. It's good for an ultra short though, because you're right on top of the screen. But still, claiming from 6,000 to 18 or 25 is pretty bad. So they got busted on that. And then when we came in there, because Epson got them first, we came in there, they admitted to us that the projector was a 1080p based projector. So all those people that came in our room talking about, oh no, but it does actual 4K, there's a compression, it's the same thing. And yeah, how did that feel at the end of the day? That was a large slice of humble pie. I hope somebody didn't choke in the process. See, this is why I tell you that you got to stop being hype boys at the end of the day. Just running in and getting all bright-eyed, bushy-tailed about the whole thing. This is why we do all this testing on our product, to give you the ability to go in and research what we do, to understand what we do before you buy our products. This is why we do all this work. There's no point in me coming on camera and saying, hey, look, we got this ambient light rejection technology, and that's it, end of the question. That's it. There's nothing more. You don't see this when you buy screen paints. You don't see these tests that you're supposed to see. Is this stuff going to match house paint? Is it going to pull up in a fully lit environment? How is this stuff going to work with my projector? Is it going to run with the ultra short? What's the quality I'm going to get out of it? Can I read it outside? There's so much stuff you're supposed to know. I watch demonstrations on screen paints just about most of the day, and I look at this up like, where's the rest of the video? This is it? You got to be kidding me. In a dark environment with an ultra-short projector with light splashing on some kind of painting in the background to give the illusion that the area is well lit when properly it's just not. I'm looking at the baseboards, I'm looking at corners, like, okay, corners boards are dark. It's not a good sign for me. This is showing me this thing is not working. And then there's so much information that's missing. And usually when I type in all this information at the bottom, which is pretty much a book when I get done, I'm blocked from that channel. Because those are questions they don't want to answer. So you just told me from the door, your stuff doesn't work. So that's the first thing we do is we go out, we purchase your stuff and bring it down here and put it under our testing to see what happens. Just like when I asked, we had a conversation with Smarter Surface, I think that's what it's called. A conversation about the screen. As a matter of fact, I got to go pick up that white screen because they made claims the white screen had the ability to be able to hit direct sunlight. Oh my goodness, can't wait to test that one out. But anyway, you have to ask those questions. So people jumped on this projector because they said it does 150 inches. 150 inches. Did anyone think about that at 150 inches? Your projector's max is 150. You're compressing. So that means that if you're compressing, where are the extra pixels coming from to compress to 4K? If you're maxed out at 150. Now, if you bring it down to 100, then you have pixels left over to compress. 120, a little bit more, a little less, and 135. But once you hit the 150, you can't compress anymore, which means this is the reason why, and explains that when he was showing the screen at 150 on the show, he was sitting there saying that we have to wait for the firmware to kick in, and the image was gritty and blurry. You know why? Because there were no pixels left to compress. So you had to wait for some firmware update to fix it. That's the dumbest thing I've heard in my entire life. And I noticed that when I was watching that demonstration, that all the other screens at 100 to 120 didn't have a booth. The only one that had a booth was the 150, because that would be the one to be higher up and closer to the ceiling. Now, if your screen is 100 inches and your ceilings are 21 feet high, and you're complaining about ceiling lighting plaguing your screen, and that's the reason why the image looks so distorted, you got a problem sitting here with me. Because if you look at it, where my screen's sitting and where my ceiling is at, the reason why I like this particular office is because the way they made the ceiling lights, they actually pushed them downward. There's a huge, massive lit that goes around this light that actually pushes the lights down. They're closer to the screen. They're much closer to the screen than any environment I've worked in. That's why I like them. This gives me a challenge at the end of the day. So, yeah, you have to know exactly what you're purchasing, what you're getting yourself into, and you have to do research. And all those people that went out and bought those projectors, and they go to turn them on, they can't do the 150. We do 150 inches on that $60 projector in a full environment, while we have a projector at 2600 lumens displaying a ceiling display. Have you seen that ceiling wall display we do? Yeah, we could do that on that projector right there. We pick up, again, a way better contrast because that projector is hitting an Infinity 1 screen, which means that screen has the ability to pull that 100% black level when your projector, in all its mighty, can't do it at all, period. It's not going to help. That's one of the lies they tell you when you go buy a projector. Don't worry about it. Your projector has all these bells and whistles in it. It's going to be able to transfer to the screen. You're going to get this 100% amazing contrast levels. You're going to get beautiful colors. It's absolutely fantastic with your lights on. That's not going to happen. If that was the case, you would be contacting us. So it does not work. No matter what projector you get, it's just not going to work. And if you have to spend over, we're at $10 for our machine. If you got to spend over $10, we're going to spend over $10 anyway. Our material is pretty cheap. If you're going to spend over $1,000, then you're in trouble. $800, you're still in trouble. $2,000, you're definitely in trouble. You're going to spend all this money and you still can't read that Infinity 1. Not going to happen. That's another problem you have right there. Infinity 1s are very important for contrast, for ambient light rejection technology to fully function correctly. Blacker screens absorb, darker screens, everybody knows darker screens absorb more light. This is why when we received that package from Jamie claiming that actually stating that his Frankenstein mix is not, with the punctuation mark and my name at the bottom, ambient light rejection, then what the freak is it? Because the whole purpose, I guess he hasn't get the memo yet, of darker screens is the ability to absorb better light, higher color pop, and better darker shades of black or gray. Then they can't pick up black, but much more better improvement. So if you're buying the screen paint, it would be the darker one that would be the more expensive. I don't know, he got this backwards somewhere, I don't know where. So if you look at certified screens, if you notice, the white screen's the cheapest. The light gray screen is a little bit more. Then you get that mid gray, that's around $1,500, which is pretty much the cinema gray D5, one of them right there. And then you get to the Dark Star 9, which is the most expensive one because it's a darker screen. You know, for these individuals, I would suggest you go to a forum site and you start asking some questions so that way you can be educated on how it works. I think what happens is you come in and you do demonstrations thinking you're going to fool people on your product. Your product is way below average, and what you try to do is you try to make people believe that below average is the way to go. And you use high-powered projectors to try to make your below average products look presentable, but they're not, because you have to remember you're on social media, so there'll be people like me and a million more like me that will come get your stuff, take it down and test it. And if you can't back this up, then you run a couple of risks here going to happen to you. One, you could be taken into court for consumer fraud. Another one could pop up and get a PayPal complaint against you or a chargeback. Number one of those things could pop up. And if you're dealing with a company, there's a good chance you're going to take you to court. So yeah, that's what happened to Epson. That's what happened to Valvo. Epson took Valvo to court and they won because Valvo was making a whole bunch of false claims about their projectors. And Epson was like, oh, no, you're nowhere near 6,000 projector. You're not even close to that. And Epson took them to court and they lost. So now it's on court record everywhere. And that's pretty much what companies will do. They'll take you to court and basically get you on court record. So, again, range gain or gain range, whatever that nonsense is, non-existing. We have not received any form of information back. He has not contacted us. As you can see by the results, we've had orders canceled. We even had a removal of an entire state of Pennsylvania removed. We got that all on the blacklist for you to see. And this is the reason why we warn you from the door that when we see these products and we tell you that they're bad, they are bad products. They'll sit on camera and try to make it seem like they know a lot. They'll get on camera and talk about how they've had lots of experience. Let's pause that one for a minute. You have no experience at all. Period. Nothing. You have not made anything, no tests, nothing. Keep in mind when they drag you into court for this, when we drag you into court for this, they are going to request your test. It is going to be requested. You have to have them. If you don't have any tests on your product, you're in a lot of trouble. Because that means that you've launched a product without proper testing. If you don't know, they're going to ask you questions. They're going to bring in an expert, and an expert's going to ask you questions. That's why I love going to forum sites. There's a lot of people in there that are experts in the field. I talk to them all the time. They're going to see exactly how far extended your knowledge goes in home theater projection in that particular field. And if you can't answer those questions correctly, you're going to have some problems on your hands. This is what you're going to be facing, gentlemen, in this courtroom. So you better answer correctly. If not, you're going to have some problems on your hands. And anything you state or say, whether you're under oath, that you say, you're going to have to back it up, or basically it's going to be considered to be hearsay. Now, if they come and say, hey, Mr. Bird, where are we doing that? Because this is advertisement for me at the end of the day. I get to show up one of these screens in a courtroom. Oh, heck yes. How much business I can draw up in that section at the end of the day? A lot of business. Matter of fact, I might even get a contract to do that whole entire courthouse at the end of the day, because I guarantee all the screens they got in there wash out. I bet you they're all white screens. I'll get a chance to do a demonstration in there, crush you at the same time, walk out with a contract, and probably do their screens in that environment and walk out with a ton of orders in the process. And I guarantee the most funny part about it all, I'm going to kind of sue you for wasting my time. That's why you don't want to walk me into one of these environments. That's why you think the certified screens won't touch us. They're not going to walk me into a courtroom and say, oh, you did a demonstration wrong. They don't want me having that kind of publicity because they know what we can do. They're probably been back and forth out of my demonstrations right now, watching our demonstrations in a commercial environment, thinking, oh, shoot, this guy ever gets into a trade show, it's lights out. And it is. We walk into a trade show, it's over. As long as I'm here, safe. If I walk into a trade show with this technology, what are they going to do? I can design an environment far brighter than they're used to being in. The guy sat there and complained that his screens have been sitting like, 150-inch screen couldn't survive an environment at ceiling like at 21 feet in the air. So easy. You have to be able to back your products. That's the problem you have with these products out here today. They can't back it. Now, those you can. But other ones have been talking a lot of nonsense, you can't. If it bothers you on what I say at the end of the day, then that means your product doesn't work. That's what it comes down to. Your product doesn't work. If it bothers you what I say out of my mouth, that means your product doesn't work. Because the last thing you need to see at the end of the day is Mr. Bird pop up at your website. You don't want to see us there at all, period. You really don't. If you can't survive in this environment, this is pretty much where you'll be at. If you claim your product to have ambient light projection capabilities, you'll be here in the max out zone. Now let me show you what we do here. This is my meter. We have. Keep in mind, showing a couple of numbers on your meter doesn't mean jack to us. We like to max out. I like to stretch my screens out as much as I possibly can. I had someone say, you can't read a meter correctly. Well, the problem we have here is their meters can't read in here at all, period. They're disabled in this environment because the lighting we have in here is brutal. Now, again, when you're watching these meter readings, make sure that meters are not sitting on desks where they're closer to the light. Make sure they're not sitting in doorways, near windows, and definitely not supposed to be in front of the screen because, again, the projector light is going to make contact with it, and this is going to jump their numbers. Meters must lay directly to the floor. You know, it's funny how when we got this, before we got this meter, people were doing these meter readings, and they had meters in every place you could possibly think of. When we started putting our meters on the floor, they started putting their meters on the floor. I told you to copy everything we do. Yeah, let's see. We got here. You have to know that you're getting the real deal when it comes to ambient light projection technology. Anybody who chooses and wants to challenge Mr. Bird in ambient light projection technology, you go write up some court papers and you bring in court. And I guarantee you'll basically regret that. Because again, as I told you before, counter lawsuits with us, you waste my time. I got to spend the time to go into a courtroom and address something that I can easily crush. This is going to cost you a lot of money. If I basically, at the end of the day, if my attorneys get to a point where they get a little rowdy, you're going to go over $1 million. I'm going to guarantee you that much. I'm going to strip your company bare. I'm going to take everything from you. If you have a company, I'm going to collapse it, which means I'm taking it from you. So it's heavy consequences for bringing me in a courtroom. I can back myself up 100%. On top of it, I get a chance to get some publicity, show myself off, pass out some business cards, and maybe get a contract to do that whole building. Because I'm going to blow their minds. You're like, whoa. So yeah, my stuff is tested. I can walk in any courtroom I want. But here's the thing. Can you say that about your product? They can't. Half y'all stuff, let me put it this way, from the testing I've done off camera, you don't want to know the tests I've done. There's tests I've done on camera, but there's other tests that people don't know but I've done off camera with your stuff. And I know things about your product that you don't even know yourself. I know a lot of things about your products. You think that every test demonstration, like every certified screen and screen paint we've been able to obtain down through time, that we showed up all testing? No, there's stuff we know about your product that you don't even know about. There's testing that you can't even pass. There are serious red flags with your stuff at the end of the day that we could easily, if we took you to court, we could take your stuff from you. We could put a lot of you out of business right now. If we decide to walk into a courtroom, we have evidence. I told you about these black boxes. If you see me pop up in court, you see 4 or 5 black boxes sitting on the table, that's what they are. We've done some testing on your stuff. A lot of you are matching house paint. A lot of you. Come on. What do you think is going to happen? We get a ton of your stuff down there. We got house paint. We got everything we need down there for testing. Projectors, different calibers, fully lit environments, everything. There's other tests that were done on your products that you don't even know about. We keep that quiet because, again, if we ever have to walk into a courtroom, we want to make sure we have extra ammunition. I mean, we already know crush you in court, but crushing you sometimes is not enough. Maybe we just want you to just disappear. Now, what's going to happen is your lawyer is going to see that information, and he's going to ask the judge to approach the bench, and you're going to have a little conversation back and forth, like, look, we don't want to go this far, blah, 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 blah. You know, so we can actually, come to an agreement. Yeah, I've heard all that before. Now, we're nice people at the end of the day. I'll take your agreement, but here's the agreement on our end. Disappear. Because now we just want you out of the way, period. You're not a threat to us. We just want you out of the way. More room for us. We could take it down that road very easy. So yeah, there's a guy on YouTube that was going around buying certified screens and matching them. Not the gunmetals. We would have an issue with those. They're more advanced. But more like the other gray screens out there that claim to be something that they're not. Yeah, they were matching house paint. I was like, shoot, you got a couple of them. There's a couple of big companies too that make screen paints that were matching too. I said big companies, not small, unnamed brand companies that can't back up their stuff. Yep, we just finding all kinds of stuff. Let me see. Here we go. Ah, crap. Look at that. You gotta make sure to the consumer. You gotta know what you're getting yourself into. What are you purchasing? What are you buying? It's very important. Don't go. You know how to ask the questions. The reason why they get mad at us is because we tell you how to talk to them. Ask us the same thing. I don't mind. Ask them, you want to know all tests. I want to see all tests on this product before you even sold it to a customer. That's the first thing you need to ask for. You go to our site, you see our test demonstrations. We display them on the test page. As a matter of fact, I got to actually advance that page because we got more testing under this technology now we have to add to it. But you need to ask those questions right from the door. Another question you have to ask. You want to see a comparison of gray versus gray. If they have a gray screen they're selling, you want to see a comparison of a screen the same color as their screen. You want to see this. So that way you don't get duped. Mind you, when that fellow and Jamie walked up there and did that demonstration, you imagine all the people who already purchased that product and had it sitting on their wall vouching for this guy, looking at this guy match house paint. And you know what that triggered off? It triggered off now people actually own those screens going to Home Depot or Sherman-Williams or any place and getting great paint, because now it sparks curiosity by thinking, wait a minute, that screen just matched house paint. What the freak? Because I'm pretty sure he told him something completely different when he was talking to him on the phone. Probably said, nah, this stuff pulls out a brighter light color, pulls a good contrast, and it works in a well-lit environment. I guarantee he tells everybody something differently. Because he told that one guy something, he opened up a curtain. He did, if you listen to the video, he never did it with the intention of trying to slander him or any way whatsoever. He literally opened up a curtain, thought it would work, and it didn't. Pretty sure he was told that, you can lie to yourself as much as you want, but other people can see it. And I'm pretty sure other family members came and said, "No, man, your screen is gone. It's not even. It's washed out." And I'm pretty sure he complained about it. And I'm pretty sure Jamie went in and hit that whole policy about saying that, hey, look, you opened it. At the end of the day, you're stuck with it. Because he can't refund you, and he can't send you out something else, because whatever he sends to you is going to do the same thing. So it's no point in sending you anything out. So you're stuck with it. No point in taking it to small claims court? No. Filing for small claims court is like about $100. That's more than what the product costs. So that's not even worth it at all, period. Unless you're going to go in there and get them for mental anguish and pain and suffering somehow. Then you can get them for maybe about, small claims court, roughly around, you can get them maybe for 12 grand. But anyway, with that being said, still, like I said, you got to ask those questions. And that's why we tell customers to ask these questions. Ask for a verification of batch numbers. They hate that more than anything in the world. We started bringing up those batch number verifications, man. They would contact us, screaming, yelling, cursing at us, everything. You guys come on there and talk about how you're respectable people, businessmen at the end of the day, but you get mad when somebody mentions batch number. You lose it. You know why? Because they can't do it. That's why. It puts them on the spot. A customer for them, a perfect customer for them, is a customer who's just coming out, learning, and doesn't know much, and that's someone that they can manipulate and control and tell them that this is what you need. You're like I said, you're like a used carsman, like a really bad used carsman. I'm just saying any used. I've seen used carsmen are actually fantastic people, but then you got them other ones. At the end of the day, you know what they are. And they'll see a customer come like, oh yeah, I got me one right there. We don't know much, come in, some piece of lemon, some piece of junk at the end of the day, and sign them up for probably 5 or 6 years of payments or whatever, or some piece of trash at the end of the day. Because they got themselves a sucker that just walked through the door. We can just sell them anything they want. That's the kind of customers they want. They want the kind of customers that don't ask much and don't know much, that they can manipulate. Because again, as I said before to Mr. Fernando, my customers don't open up curtains and have screens wash out. My customers are outside gaming. I got customers out there playing games, watching movies, even watching sea turtles swim across their screen outside. And this poor guy at the end of the day couldn't open up 2 freaking curtains without his screen disappearing. On a 4K projector, mind you, he didn't have a cheap machine. He had a 4K optimal projector. He couldn't read. I bet she's contacting her right now, screaming out to me, you need to remove that video, remove that video. That's the first sign that you know that he's a scammer. Because if he told you to do the video and he was supporting you all this time, and now he's getting bad publicity over it, and he's begging you or screaming at you to remove it, there you go. He just outed himself. That's the same thing when I was showing you about the network grade 773, and that guy would go off. You watched him in live streams. He would go off screaming and carrying and cursing. I'm like, dude, what you get mad for? You made the video. Yeah, because the video, he doesn't want you to see it. He wants it to disappear. That's what he's mad about. Because he's busted. Now, be careful about that nonsense, man. Look, if you got darker products that he's making that are not ambient light rejection, what do you think the gray stuff does? So let me show you a few things real quick. Someone was asking about my projector. Did I pay $10 for it? Yeah, I paid $10 for it. That's my projector right there. I paid $10 for my projector. There's right there. VPL CX100. $10. All right. There's another one. That's a short throw projector. That's cheaper. Wait, that's $160. There's another one right there. ViewSonic. That's a short throw projector. That's $235.1. $160. Let me see. Let's go over here real quick. And let's grab now the reason why, and they have to understand, and they get mad at me about this. They go, well, you're just bringing this up because you have some kind of, gentlemen, I don't have no hatred for you. I don't. But you did bad business. And if you do bad business at the end of the day is not swept under the rug like it never even happened. No, it's going to be put on blast every single day what you have done. because you are a perfect example why batch numbers need to exist. You're a perfect example. If a batch number was a thing and it was needed, you couldn't do the stuff that you were doing. You couldn't get on there and lie about some range game nonsense and some other stuff. You couldn't get away with that. You would have to prove all that. This is our crystal wedge sight. Yeah, this is a guy getting really hit with the, again, sheesh, right there in your face. I can't wait till we meet this judge. And that judge says, Mr. Bird, were your copyrights out in the open? Yes, they were, Your Honor. They were right out in the open for everybody to read, and yet he still tampered with them. Yeah, he's done. He's finished. He's definitely, he's going to jail. No doubt about it. Let me go. And also, too, to Mr. Rogers, stop doing this, because I see you post this copyright thing. If you got a real copyright, this is what your copyright should look like. It shouldn't be some copyright symbol next to it and then some fake name next to it. No, you have to have a registration number. Let me go over here and get this over here real quick. You got to have a registration number. See right there, registration number. Where's your registration number? Don't have me put you on blast for your fake copyrights, because I will basically email you and ask you, where is your registration number for your copyrights? I bet you we don't get nothing back. Not a thing back from them, because his copyrights aren't real. Putting fake copyrights up there. You have to have a registration number. When you get your copyrights, this is exactly what you'll get from the United States government. All right, this is the form you'll get back. And they do something called copyright search, which means they'll go out and they'll search, because this dum-dum was contacting me saying, oh, somebody had that copyright before you. This is, again, I can't express enough why we tell you that education is important, and why, please, learn to crack a book, Jamie. And the reason why I'm saying this is because, first things first, if the government was going out and issuing people copyrights when people already had copyrights, you would have lawsuits going up all over the place. This is why I know you're not in touch with reality. It's called a copyright search. So what they'll do is they'll take our cube here and what we have here, and they'll go through their database and they will search to see if anybody comes up with this. If nothing comes up with it, they'll contact and says, hey, you're clear, you're okay to proceed on. We didn't find anything in the search. If something does come up in the search, we're advised to change everything and start again from scratch. Nothing came up. That's why we have a registration number. You freaking idiot. I'm sorry I gotta call him an idiot, but this is the dumbest things I have ever heard in my entire life. Like, literally, this guy does not have a grasp on reality. How dumb are you at the end of the day to say something like that? Please, when you get in court, don't, good gracious, please act like you have some form of common sense. Don't say random stuff off the top of your head because you feel that it's a smart thing to say. Because remember, in a courtroom, this is going to be considered hearsay if you don't have evidence to back up these claims. You're going to make yourself sound like a raving lunatic in there, and then, yeah, we're going to issue for a 302, and you're going to get it. Gee whiz Louise. Sat there and said, oh, your copyrights aren't real. And, yeah, your lawyer will tell you that one. If he hasn't already told you the copyrights are real, because they're going to search. They can't take your claim. No lawyer in the right mind is going to take someone's claim without doing any research on it and just walk out there in a line of fire. No, he's going to do all the research on it. The first thing he's going to do is go to my website. He's going to see right here, when he goes to my website, my registration popping up. He's going to look at this and he's going to know from the door it's real. Oh, yeah, this is definitely real. Here's real copyright. But let me fact check it. We're going to go back in, copyright office, put that information, going to pop up. The same thing that pops up. Like, oh, shoot, this is copyrights are real. It's going to go to the other one. The same thing's going to pop up the same way. It's going to come back to you and explain to you that the fellow whose copyrights that you touch are real. And you're looking at jail time and massive lawsuits. That's what he's going to tell you. I guarantee you he's going to tell you that. That's why I said have your attorney contact me. No fake attorney, like that fake guy yet call. No, real attorney. Because any real attorney will contact me and try to see if they can work out a plea deal. That's what he's going to do. Any way possible that you can pretty much, we can work this out on my client. He's willing to pay so and so and so, because he's going to talk to you and tell you from the door, you got to pay him something. You're going to have to pay him something or you're going to go to jail. Until he takes it to federal court, you're done. You're finished. And then the amount of times he's going to come back and ask you from the door, Mr. Fernandez, he's going to ask you, did you touch those copyrights? Did you in any way post those copyrights in any way whatsoever? Did you deface them? Anything? So ask these questions. Remember, he's probably going to be yelling at you when he's doing this. He's going to be very aggressive with you. What are you going to say to him? You're going to say no? He's going to reach out to me. That's what he's going to do. He's going to contact me. And I'm going to send him over all this information showing you how many times you touch my copyrights and how many times you deface my copyrights. And he's going to look at you and say, I'm not taking your case. There's no way in the world you can win this. This guy, you're going to jail. You're going to jail for a very long time. That's exactly what he's going to tell you. You're going to prison for a very long time. And you're going to owe this man millions of dollars. Guarantee you. You know why? We got 5 lawyers in this building. I literally have actually talked to him about basically what I was going through. And they were like, yeah, it's open and shut. You got him. He's going to jail. He's definitely going to jail. 100% you're going to jail. And we're not talking about Jamie. We're not talking about 1 year or 2 years. We're talking about 20, 30, 40, 50, maybe 80-year prison sentences. You get a lot of them copyrights. Willfully. They got to hit you for each one. Man, that's going to be a lot of accounts. We're going to be in court all freaking day for this, man. They got to read off each one of these accounts. Then we got to be back in for that cybercrime nonsense and the doxing nonsense. Yeah, I'm going to be in and out of court quite a bit. I'm going to sue you again just for wasting my time, man. Because I got to take time out of my day for this dumb nonsense. I'm going to sue you again for this mess. I'm going to sue you for mental distress and mental anguish for this nonsense. Get ready for another lawsuit. Because I got to go through all this nonsense. I got so much stuff on my plate. It's not even funny that I got to do. There's things that I work on every single day that I have to do. I got a lot to do. And I got to take time and deal with this freaking adolescent at the end of the day because he doesn't know how to act right. I'm going to file another lawsuit against you. And if I find out that your wife had anything to do with this nonsense, if I find out that she knew you were carrying on this activity, if I find out the landlord had anything to do with knowing that you were doing this, I'm suing them both at the end of the day. I'm going to file a lawsuit against her and I file a lawsuit against him. Because the fact that I have to go through this nonsense, I got to go into court, take time off my day, miss an entire day of work. I got business contracts coming up, all this stuff I got to do. And I got to take time out to deal with your freaking adolescent self. I'm going to sue your wife and I'm going to turn around, I'm going to sue your landlord. If I find out the bit of information, anything that pops up that she knew 100% that this nonsense that you were doing was going on in that apartment, she got a lawsuit coming her way. Yes, sirree. I'm going to file a lawsuit against her. Because she's reliable. Keep in mind when people saying she's not, yes, she is. If you're with a crowd of people and they make an agreement to hurt somebody and you could have stopped this from happening, but you allowed it to continue on, you are going to jail for this. You're going to be prosecuted for this. If you're in a car with a bunch of people that decide to rob a bank and you decide to drive them as a getaway guy, even though you never walked to the bank, even though you never showed a gun, even though you never took any of the money, you are still accessory to that crime. You could be charged for that. So she could be charged for being accessory to that crime. All that nonsense involving my cooperation and stuff, if it comes out in the court that she was well aware that what he was doing and did not intervene to stop this, guess what? I'm suing your wife. See if I can't. So the only way she's going to be to get out of that nonsense, she's going to give you a divorce. I'm going to start Monday morning. Monday morning, we'll do it Monday morning. I'm going to go down and talk to us. We got lawyers here. I'll talk to somebody here, and I'm pretty going to say, yeah, if she knew 100% she's an accessory, which means I'm going to go in, I'm going to file a charge, and I know her name and last name. So I will begin filing charges on Monday morning. Because there's no way in the world. You mean to tell me that she didn't know that all that nonsense was going on in that apartment, that you were doing all that stuff? That's why we have to reach out and have a contact, some information with your landlord. I need to know how much did he know? Is he a subscriber to your YouTube channel? Did he know what's going on? Because if not, I'm suing him. I'm going to get his building. I'm definitely going to take that building from him. So your tenants are going to be extremely mad that you triggered off all this at the end of the day. And I'm pretty sure he's going to deny it. He's going to deny every bit of it. He's going to get you an eviction notice and get you out of his building as fast as possible. But it ain't going to be that easy. Because, again, your LLC sits on top of his building. So I'll be letting him know about that. So it's not going to be that easy for him to get rid of you. Because it's still going to show. This is going to come up bad for him. If we're suing you, that building comes up. because your LLC sits on top of it. So it looks like he's a part of it, and that's not going to go well for him. And he's going to be ticked off at you. Let me go over here to this blacklist. Yeah, I'm going to file a lawsuit against her. Because a friend of mine was like, wait a minute, he's married? I said, yeah, he's married. She said, what are the odds that she doesn't know all that is going on in there? And I'm throwing on like, wait a minute, that is a good question. Because I never really thought about that. Like, she had to know he was doing this stuff. And that's what's going to happen. We're going to go in and basically file criminal charges against her also. And we're going to go in and basically get a lawsuit against her. See what your actions do to you at the end of the day? See what they cause? See the madness you've caused to your family at the end of the day? And you can sit there and try to blame me and say, oh, how is it my fault? You touched my copyrights. You went and touched my... Let's talk about the bigger part of it all, the lawsuit that's coming at you. You touched my copyrights, right? You went in and used my copyrights without my permission, slandered my products and stuff like that. That's what you did, right? So that means that you're married. That is your wife at the end of the day. I could literally, when I sue you, it can make contact to her either way. But the fact that they're going to want to find out in that apartment, she had to know this was going on. You don't live in some mansion at the end of the day where she's in the west wing and you're in the south wing. You guys are in that apartment. So there's no way in the world you've never talked to her, never had any conversation with her in any way whatsoever about what you were doing with her copyrights or anything else. She knew about what was going on. How would she not know? So that makes her accessory. And that means we're coming after her next. Now it's time to get real nervous. So let me see what we got here. This is my customers outside. Bum, 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 bum. So I hope you're in the room and I hope you hear me crystal clear. Mr. Fernando, we're coming after you and now your wife. Because I don't think it's possible living in that apartment that she didn't know about your activity. Now, what's going to happen is if she gets on the stand, she's going to turn on you. And she's going to sit there and say at the end of the day that, look, he said, I never knew. She says, I never knew what he said and he was doing it. Or I paid it no mind, whatever, because I didn't want to get involved in it, so and so and so. She can easily say that. She could deny you at the end of the day, throw you under a bus. We'll find this is going to be interesting. So we'll get that started. Remember, we got your YouTube, we got your Facebook account. Your Facebook account hit one of my accounts. We duplicated your entire account. That's how we know. Because this joker called himself reaching out to one of my accounts and acting up and carrying on. He left his Facebook open. Because somebody called me the N-word and he thought he found it funny. Put a laugh emoji underneath of it, trying to be funny about that. So you support racism, don't you? Yep, because we got it right there. We literally, you can pull it up. Your name will pop up. As a matter of fact, hold on for a minute. I'm going to pull it up. We back up everything we do. Everything we do, we back it up. Everybody knows that about me. So you went in on my channel and someone called me the N-word and you thought it was funny because your name pops up when we click on the laugh emoji. And he left his account open. And we went in and that's what we found out about your wife. We know her name and everything. And we just logged it all in, copied your entire page, and you went in and you basically removed your page. So, since I got first and last name and I got address, we begin on Monday. That's why you don't do dumb stuff. Look at this and stuff we post on our page. Crazy, ain't it? You got people chiming in already. I'll get you later on. Later on today. That's that flex technology. I can't wait till we start showing that off. But we're not done with that. We're still working. That's why I'm waiting for the Canon to get here. Canon's taking forever to get here. Whew. Still waiting for our Canon to get here. We need to get a spray can. I'm going to test this thing out. We got like $20. I'm never ordering from them again because that thing took forever to get here. Took literally forever to get here. Oh. He responded back to this guy. How busy we're on our page, constantly posting stuff on our page. Oh, sorry, posting. Camera technology. Infinity Invisible Black. Yeah, we're working on that project. We got so much stuff we're working on. It's not even funny how much stuff we're working on. And I just go through my page like, gee whiz, man, you got all this stuff to do. That was converted. That's over there right now. So we're gonna, matter of fact, I'm doing paint work on it right now. In between that, and I got to be somewhere at 9 o'clock. White level demonstrations. That right there is the Christian Cinemax. We got a church that came in, did demonstrations on our products. Another customer right there on the Quasar, showing half and half of the white screen versus his white sheet behind it. Our floor technology. Boom, boom, boom. It's in the office. Yes, sirree. Bam. We did, man, this is a lot of work. I told you when I get done here on this, I got to go over and I got to post on here. I got 8 of these sites right here that I post to. So I got to take all these pictures, send them over. More pictures, more pictures, more pictures. We got to advertise your product. Got to be to back it up. Yep. Oh, this is why it's moving. Moving to a new workplace, which is bam right here. That's why I say can't be on camera faking like you moved it nonsense at the end of the day. Talking about I moved to a new place, got supplement, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. You got to show that you actually move. Don't fake it. And they sit there and say, but you didn't show your no address. No, why did I show my address? I literally got a text, I got a message right here from you talking about we trace where you're at. You're stalking me. Do I need to back that up too? Where's my freaking cancel receipts? Cancel orders, cancel orders. Yeah, your cancel orders. Can't even back your stuff up at the end of the day. And get mad at everybody else because your stuff don't work. Yeah, because your stuff is garbage. That's why it don't work. We got cancel orders, more cancel orders, cancel. I got to make my book today too. I got to get a book done. Oh, man, we got so many cancel orders on this guy. It's not even funny. Best of the best. That stuff is garbage. Crying on emails and nonsense. Yeah, buy whatever you want. Yeah, right. That's a joke. That's definitely a joke. Oh, by the way, this was posted on all different forum sites. Everybody got it now. Everybody got copies of this. They can come and print them out. You want? There you go. This is you stalking us. This is at the police system. You got this on police record right here. Of you stalking me. You've been traced. You live in a garage. Put the address on and everything. So this shows right here, clearly you were stalking me. On top of that, showing that you were stalking our address when we were over at the apartment. We got you on video, your voice, saying exactly even where my cat was sitting at in the window. Yeah, creepy. So when we talk to the judge for cyber stalking, I'm gonna get you 10 years, Mr. Fernando, on that alone by itself. You're getting 10 years for that. Showing that you dox addresses, you've used your website, and you basically use your website to commit criminal activity. That's you call yourself being a businessman. You got you basically using your website to commit criminal activities and doxing addresses besides me and my family members. That's not going to go well for you. So again, this is the reason why we got lawsuits going against Wix for millions of dollars. I'm not going to tell you how much, but it's a lot of money. Yep, because we can show that clearly he abused his site and clearly that we went to Wix multiple times, complained about the individual touching our copyrights, and Wix did nothing about it. Then it shows further activity of him using his website to dox people's addresses. This is why we have multiple lawsuits against Wix for a serious amount of money. Yep. You, on the other hand, yeah, you're a stalker. You're a weirdo. On top of that, we can show the judge where you're making pictures of me, weird cartoon characters and all that stuff. So yeah, we have you down as a stalker. So you can't make stuff up like this. You have to show actual evidence. Your email, contacting us, caring about how you traced us and you found us, stuff like that. That's weird. You're a weirdo. Oh, look at that right there. Something he could never do. He can't even get his product to work right. That's in the garage. Oh, that looked amazing. Absolutely amazing. Bam, bam. Yep. Or the videos you did where you basically took our videos and made them look darker. Yeah, my buddy one, I told you, got a friend of mine watching him. He copied all of those. That's going to cost you a lot of money, by the way. Yeah, we know about them. He's taking our videos in dark and make them they don't work and saying his stuff doesn't work. He's a scammer. That's going to cost you 50 grand a pop. You have no way to pay me. You have no way you can pay me. When people I talked to in this building, they would just couldn't stop laughing. Like, this guy is an idiot. They're willing to take my case. You know why? They're going to make a lot of money off of you. They're going to make a lot of money. And if they find out that if the landlord knew anything about these activities, which they probably think he does, they said, what is this building's worth? I said, you got a big building. He has a very big building. They might file a lawsuit against him too. Yeah, man, you started a freaking firestorm. And again, like I said, they said that there's no way in the world your wife didn't know. She had to know what you were doing. She probably warned you about it and told you to stop doing it. But she really didn't do much to stop it. And if we can prove that in court, she has a lawsuit coming her way. Accessory. We can get her for being an accessory. We post a lot of stuff. Jeez. Look at this. And it's one reel. I got 32 pictures in there outside. Look at that. Talk about gain capabilities. Look at this right here. Outside. 1,000 lumen projector. Y'all give us nothing. Man. This might be a while. We do a lot of demonstrations. Next time you want to open up a door, make sure your screen is in the door. You gotta open up the door and the screen's halfway across the room. Make sure your screen's in it. This is what I talk about ambient light rejection technology. You gotta have images like this. Bam, bam. Gee whiz. Screen sitting on floors, all that dumb nonsense. Come on now. Y'all know better than that. More demonstration. Boom. More demonstration. Boom, 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 boom. 250-inch screens. I gotta load some more pictures. When we get the screen down, I should load pictures on the screen right now. The big boy screens, the 250s. Y'all talk about how y'all know venue projectors. Y'all don't know the first thing about a venue projector. I can tell you that much. I can ask you a couple of questions. You bet you couldn't answer me back. Like, I can literally, because I don't want to look like we're harassing him in any way, but I got to get him on a forum site where I can talk to him. Because again, he act like he knows so much. So what's the difference between an LX 400 and an LW 400, Chrissy? Since you know venue projectors, both of you. Bet you don't even know what that is, do you? Look at this. This is what you got to show. That's what we do to his gray screen paint. This is his actual gray screen paint versus our technology. We beat the crap out of that stuff. Stuff didn't even pull up. And that's in a max out zone. That's in a fully lit environment where meters can't pick up. And that's why you can't be going over and showing pictures of open doors and all this nonsense saying that, oh, yeah, you know, it works free with the lights on. See? It works fantastic with the lights on, see? And then you got on your website, oh, not ambient light rejection. You know why? Because if someone does what that customer did and their screen washes out, you could sit there and say, oh, I never said it was ambient light rejection. I never claimed it to be. Yeah, I've heard that in the video that went missing. Literally said in the video, I never said my product was ambient light rejection, but yet we got them at 143 saying it is ambient light rejection. Yeah, well, but that'll be used against you in court. Look at that. Y'all don't do no freaking demonstration. Danny talking about he makes a black screen paint. Yeah, when you do a demonstration, it's supposed to be in an environment like this. Now, see this is the max out zone. We had one light in there, and that thing would knock out a meter. And here, yeah, former brighting, former light. This is why when I came around, I was like, oh, I like this room. Because the lighting was in here. Dedicated theater room setups, inflatable screen setups. Bam, bam. Look at this. This is how our screens react in dedicated theater rooms. You can have all your lights on your screen will pull up with no problem whatsoever. You don't have to be trapped in the dark all day if you don't want to. Inflatable screen setups. Geez, we do a lot. 250-inch screen setup. Oh, your screen painter didn't work again. On an ultra short though projector, didn't read for jack. We couldn't get it to pull up at all, period. Let's keep going. 250-inch massive giant screens. Really? See how amazing that is? That's an Infinity 1 contrast level, sitting up in a bay of windows. You know the size of my screen in there? The size of my screen is a 126-inch Elite screen. That's what it is. Edgeless. Sits in a bay of windows. You know where my projector's at? It's 18 feet away from the screen. So they mean to tell me you can't get an ultra short throw projector at 3,000 lumens to pick up on your screen at a foot away at 2 million to 1 contrast, and I'm sitting up there with like something like 20,000 to 1 contrast turned off, sitting next to a bay of windows, and you can't read a 100% contrast level. My projector was 600 by 800 720p SVGA. That's my ultra short throw on 150-inch with the window open. Please, man, that's why they sit there talking about, oh, you're supposed to be an expert in black technology and ambient light projection. No, neither one of y'all know what y'all doing. Look at this. Right next to a window. Right next to a window. Oh, that's a nice shot. I should put that somewhere on our website. That's a hot shot. I got tons of pictures. We got thousands of pictures on our website. We don't know how much stuff we got on there. Yeah, people went out and bought them Valve projectors. I'm like, hey, I'm going to be outside with 150. No, the freak you won't. Look at that. See right there? That black technology. So it does an inflatable screen. Oh man, I can't wait till we start getting outside for white screen. We're going to dominate that whole section with no problem. No problem. There's our demonstrations. Unlike you guys that don't post your demonstrations called your gray versus gray and your black versus black, you're supposed to have them posted. You think that my website is the only place to have them? No, every social media site that we land on has these test demonstrations displayed. Bam, we back it up. Live demonstrations. We back it up. You know, they get ready to get mad. Outside, Quasar. Quasars outside can produce on a cardboard box at a projector at 600 by 800, 1,000 lumens at 16 feet back. They can register. That's why y'all fear us. Of course you fear us at the end of the day. We can back our stuff. Halo system, lights right underneath the screen. Doesn't even phase it at all, period. Look at that. Showing you where our technology can read a white level off a projector mapping application, which I'm going to do over here soon, shows you that we can read a white level. We can literally draw into the screen and pull up a white level. Oh, this demonstration right here, which I plan to do in a courtroom, if you have made a statement, anybody has made a statement that said that my product was so dark that you couldn't see it, expect $1 million lawsuit coming your way. Because I can go into a courtroom and I can literally draw in with open and shut right here. This is why lawyers take our case. You know why? Because we have strong evidence against everybody that we can easily take you out. It's an easy win for them. It's another notch on their belt that they won. We give them easy wins. So if you're saying my technology was so dark you couldn't read, we can get a projector mapping technology, a laser that pick up white light that'll push right through my screen. I can draw into my screen with white light. Yeah, some of you are already being sued for this. Yeah, good luck. Don't get attached to your stuff. That's all I got to say. Don't get attached to your stuff. Really, just don't. Done these before, man.
Using projector mapping technology today.
But interesting thing, if we run this to a gray screen on a black level, the gray screen can't pick it up. It won't even read it. The white surface can't either. That's what the guy was talking about, who I was doing the, he was buying this up for his projector mapping application. Yeah, I did a, what do you call it? I did a gray screen and drew a black line through it, and it wouldn't come up. Because y'all don't read at all, period. You can't pick it up. If you can't read on this, you don't read on nothing else. You can't say, oh, because it's projector mapping application is different. No, you can't read on this. You can't read anything else. You can't pick it up. How much time we killing off in here? Killing off a lot of time here. I'm looking at here. I got time here. I'm trying to kill off, and I got time here. And do more videos at one time. I'll find that other video. It's in there. I got a huge, I can see I got a lot of stuff that I post, but we'll find the video and bring it up. Shouldn't be hard to find. But yeah. As I said before, we'll bring it up in the next one. I got to go through a lot of stuff. I got a ton of videos in my account. We got a lot of videos in my account. As you can see, a lot of videos. And it reset me right back to the beginning. So I have to go through all this. But we got a lot of videos. Look at my posts for my pictures. These are my reels. So y'all don't post. Y'all don't back up your stuff. You can't back your stuff up. Y'all don't make anything. That's what I'm trying to explain to people at the end of the day. They don't make nothing at all, period. They make the same mess over and over and over again. Do you see how many videos we post on our channels? This is how much technology we engineer. I can go to my site right now. I can pull up exactly how many screen paints I've designed, tested, and displayed. How many YouTube videos I have versus y'all. Y'all don't do nothing. Y'all been around for how long? For like, what, a year or two? Man, some of y'all been around for like 5 years, and that's all you got to show for it? That's it? Y'all don't make anything. Same demonstration, same dark environment, same dark environment, same dark environment, same high power projectors, same thing. Y'all make nothing. Nothing at all. Not a thing. Nothing. Let's go back to our post up here. And I still got more videos in there. I still haven't been posted. Let's look at photos. Oh yeah, y'all not doing nothing like that. The demonstration you did with the woman with the black makeup, yeah. Do this one right here. Show that kind of result. Poor, man. Y'all do poor work. Very poor work. See our black versus black demonstrations? All posted. They're posted everywhere. Everywhere. We don't hide nothing. We don't have stuff sitting up there tucked away in some YouTube's archives talking about it has a yellowish tone. Post that to your website so everybody can see it. I'm pretty sure they would love to see it. Matter of fact, that video with you in the red hoodie, how come you don't post that to your website? Of course you don't. You know why? Because you can't back, you know you match house paint. That's why. You got another video called What's the Benefit of a White Screen? That's gone too. We got rid of it too. But we got it. We got a copy of it. Yeah. You want to know what this product looks like next to a white screen? You can't tell one from the other. You really can't. Can't back anything up. Look at this. Oh, look at our results coming up on our technology. When you can back your product up 100%, you'll have tons and tons of pictures. You can't put enough pictures up at the end of the day how amazing your product is. There's a church that vouched for our technology. Outdoor Halloween screens. Multi-screen setup. I've never seen you guys do a multi-screen setup. That's when you have 3 projectors running all at the same time. You got to do that in a fully lit environment when you do those. Outdoor demonstrations. How in the world are you guys going to compete with us when we can produce outside at 180-inch screens? Look at this. The difference between our product versus a white wall. I go to y'all Facebook pages. I see the same crappy images over and over and over again. Nothing new. More outside demonstrations. That's why the guys from you went to your site. I said your site is a bit overwhelming. Like you got y'all in there doing all kinds of stuff in there. Yeah, we don't play around at the end of the day. Look, that's on site commercial property right there. These are on site. Floor technology. You can't get a screen to operate in your environment, and we can get one to read off a floor. You know how much ambient light makes contact with a floor? You see that meter over there? You see how it's maxed out? It's not reading correctly? Yeah, that's how much ambient light makes contact to a floor projection. We can do that with the projector way up here. That projector is at a longer distance than your ultra short though sitting against your wall right now, and you're sitting in a dark environment. Look at this. And y'all think y'all on my level at the end of the day? Look at the grasp of it all, man. Look at the stuff we do. I'm not sitting here just bragging. Just look what we do. And then they're all mad, biting their bottom lip. Oh, it's got to be fake. It's got to be fake. Yeah, keep running that line at the end of the day. Because at the end of the day, when we go into a courtroom, you're going to have to back that up. Anything you say out of your mouth, I told you, I got people watching your channel. Anything you run, anything you say your mouth about my company, anything, you can't back it up. You're going to find yourself in court getting sued for a lot of money. So you better hope you can back up whatever you say. It's going to cost you. Look at this. Tabletop technology. We can do that at 50 lumens easy. Doing ceilings. Y'all sitting there crying and whining, complaining about some little bit of light, and we can bounce it off a ceiling if we want to. Y'all not in my, and I sit there and say at the end of the day, people want to get mad at me. What you get mad at me for? We put the hard work in. You know how much work and manpower I had to do for every single one of these demonstrations, how much work I had to put in. Mind you, when I was in Town, I was suffering from lung disease. So to mean to tell me when I was having lung disease and I was going through all that pain and suffering, I was able to get that much work done, and you lazy jokers at the end of the day, that's all you have to show for it? Y'all waste of time. Y'all just a waste of time. I'm going to enjoy crushing you in court. I really am going to enjoy crushing you in court. Because one thing I don't like people disrespect something that I love. I love what I do for a living. I can't stand people disrespect it like that. I can't wait to crush you in court. Anybody else who want to run their mouth at the end of the day about my product, I'll see you in court. You better be to back it up, because you're going to get hit pretty hard. You see what I do for a living. We don't play around over here. My screens have to work. If they don't work, we don't put them out there. Look at this. I can take any one of these demonstrations and produce it in a courtroom with no problem. If you made a statement that we're using special camera equipment at the end of the day, expect $150,000 to come your way or more. I'm going to hit you pretty hard on that one. So again, I told you, I got people watching. All their job is to do one thing, to keep quiet, to observe, and collect as much information for court. So when you get in court, like, I don't remember, yeah, we got you on recording, making a statement, because I got somebody recording everything you do, documenting all your stuff for court. So remember, they're going to come heavy. Them claims will come heavy. And if it's considered enough of them, and it shows you were continually committing fraud against my company, I'm going to get jail time for you. You know what fraud on jail time is for a company, right? You're going to get 20 years for this. That's a long time to be spending the rest of your life in jail. Mind you, if you're 50, they're already at the 70 mark already. If you're at 40, you're at the 60 mark already. You see where I'm getting at with this? This is going to basically lean into your golden years, and you don't want that. And if we're nice about it, we'll send you a nice little cease and desist order telling you to remove it, back down, and disappear. And if you don't, then guess what? You're just going to face the consequences. We're going to hit the daylights out of you. Look at this. This is his gray screen paint. His freaking so-called personal mix. We crushed that stuff. Look at that. Didn't even show up. Didn't even work at all, period. That stuff was a joke. Bam. Bam. Max out zone demonstration. Screens exorbitant tons of light. That's why I said we call ourselves experts in ambient light rejection technology. Now, after Mr. Matthews, let me explain something to you, buddy boy, at the end of the day. I said that I'm willing to look the other way on this, but remember, there's two ways you pay for things in life. Just because you may think that, okay, I got away with this one. No, you didn't. You don't get away with anything in life. There's two ways you pay for things in life. You're going to pay for it here or you pay for it over there. If you're not a saved man, and if you pass off this earth, then guess what? You know what's going to happen. Everything you've done is written in the book of life, which means what you've done to us, you'll pay for it. Two ways. You don't get away with nothing on this planet. Is you pay for it here or you pay for it in the next life. That's the way I see it. So, if you're not baptized and you haven't gotten your life together, that means all you things you've done to me, your sins are all washed away. You're a new man at the end of the day. None of that even exists to God at all, period. But If you do pass off this earth, you'll pay for what you've done to us. But it'll be in the worst way possible. It'll be no lawsuits. It won't be no prison term. It'll be eternal damnation with all the other sins you have committed while you're on this earth. Just like if I didn't get saved and I died, that means all the crimes and things I committed when I was out in the street carrying on and acting up, I would pay for them, every single one of them. I can sit there on death row and sit there and go, you know what? I'm not telling y'all jack. Y'all not getting nothing from me. I'll take it to my grave. Oh, you're going to take more than that to your grave. A lot more than that to your grave. I understand when people say they take it to your grave, but you don't understand that term, what you mean by that. You're going to take a lot more than that to your grave. You're going to take eternal damnation to your grave without forgiveness, without any way to basically fix it. You are just stuck there with it forever. I think I'd rather handle it over here. Look at this. Oh, my goodness. I want to get my Halo system put in. We're still building on this thing. I got to put my Thunder blocks in. Look at this. Look at Jamie's paint. Destroyed it again. Your so-called, what was it? The Metallica Mix 2.0? And if you say at the end of the day it's not true, we can make that stuff for free because you show us how to make it for free. Look at that. Then we tore your stuff up, man. I told you, we tore his stuff up when we got it over here, man. That stuff wasn't worth jack. You know, you can't even operate. You can't sit there and say, well, that's not my problem. But you can't operate in a fully lit environment. You can't run in there. Your stuff don't work. Got the overhead floods on in this one. And we got the freaking halo lights on at the same time. This is in the garage. Trying to generate more light because we need more light. And this room, I painted the entire room bone white so we could basically gather more light in the environment. See the stuff we deliberately do to try to gather more light in the environment? And even now in this environment, it's not bright enough for us anymore. Nope. We conquered it. We conquered this environment already. Now we got to find something brighter. Oh, my pictures are still going on. Look, we did entire rooms. The apartment. What did you do to your apartment at the end of the day? What did you do in there? Small little screen, 100 inches. That's all you did. Got your projector ultra short though sitting right up on top of the screen. That's what you did right there. No, in our demonstration, we got a short throw here, and I got my long throw, which sits back a good 21 feet from the screen. My screen size is approximately, and this size was 159 inches, customized 1610. On this one, I'm running 3 screens at the same time. Yeah, just keeps going on. Boom, boom. Look at our pictures. Boom. And yeah, look at your pictures. Your pictures are in the dark. Every single one of them in the dark. Oh, 235.1. More demonstrations. There's more. As a church, another church vouching for our products. Gaming technology. Can you make your screen look like that? No, you cannot. That's outside, buddy. You can forget it. This is my blackout cloth material. This is what my stuff looks like. Fully lit environment. Where's your stuff at? Sitting in the dark. Here we go. Look at this. This is my blackout cloth again. Bam, 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 bam. 400% contrast levels. Look at this. This is our blackout technology. Our acoustic technology. Man, I can't believe we actually did this. It's still going. It's going to go for you for a while. We got a lot of videos on it, pictures on here. There we go. Boom. Look at that. This is why you cancel out. This is why you cancel orders, man. You already know the deal what we're about. This is why you cancel orders, why you put money back into my account. Because you can't back your stuff up. Because your stuff will get destroyed. Outside demonstrations. Look at that. Gaming technology on a 720p projector. The majority of demonstrations are done on 720p machines. So you can't really get good quality out of a 720p. No, you can't get good quality out of a 720p. We do just fine. We do just fine at 720p. We do fine. You can't get it. I love when he sits there and tries to be the voice of everybody in the projector community by saying that, well, my personal experience, what personal experience do you have, honestly? The only personal experience you got, Mr. Fernando, is canceling orders. This is what you got. You got canceling orders. That's all you got. You couldn't even keep $90. How can you not keep $90? We paid more for that product right there. You couldn't even keep $80. It was the same thing. Wait. No. Yeah. He did it twice on that one. Yeah. You couldn't keep the money. Look at this. We paid more than what your product was worth. $85. You couldn't keep that money. Oh well. Look, dual screen, dual 150 inches side by side. And by the way, that doesn't make that 300 inches, so you know that, because you're bad at math. I gotta come in here and crush you just a little bit. Just crush you, just a little bit, just crush you. There's your screen paint right there, Jamie. Destroyed it, destroyed it, destroyed it in the Maxo Zone again, destroyed it again there. Didn't even work. Didn't pull no contrast levels as you claimed. Didn't pull color correctly as you claimed. Didn't work in any way whatsoever. It just washed out. It looks exactly like your customer's screen who pulled back his curtains. The same thing, it washed out. There's our technology again outside at the garage. Boom, 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 more demonstrations. Boom, more demonstrations. Boom, more demonstrations. That's Havager at the apartment. That's more at the apartment right there. Boom, boom. This is on site at a commercial site. Look at this, outside demonstrations. Just keeps going on and on. Look at this, 720p projector, Old Faithful. That's how long we had Old Faithful outside. She can produce an image that beautiful. And then Mr. Danny, who talks about some nonsense. Really? You want to go against my knowledge versus yours? Set up a form site. I'll pop in there. I got all kinds of questions I got to answer you. I mean, apparently you're not answering any questions I'm sending to you right now. So, you know, still waiting on that. We haven't gotten anything. See, my email notification hasn't even gone off. He has not even sent anything over to us. Look at this. That's a gaming technology. Boom. 720p. Look at that. Fixed frame screens. Been there, done that. Invisible technology. Yeah, we crushed it. Crushed it. Crushed it. Crushed it. You talking, you know, rear projection? You don't know jack about rear projection. I've even done demonstrations in the snow outside for fun. Project off tables. The 50 lumen demonstrations, these are the 50 lumen demonstrations off tables. I've even changed entire environments. Gentlemen, let me explain something to you. When I tell you at the end of the day that we are experts in the field, you don't even come close to what we do. I can take a projector at $60 and project 150 inch, and then take a BenQ projector, as I said before, and produce off a ceiling with the lights still installed and with the lights on. You'll get crushed with us, man. This is why you cancel out. You know, you put it this way, people, they know who is the best in this field. Projector mapping applications. That's a clear coating, actually, we put on our fireplace. We even had flames inside the fireplace while we had fish moving around the fireplace. Oh, what we do is insane. Projector mapping applications. Y'all know nothing about that. Moving on. Blackout cloth material. He stole our specification sheets because he didn't know how to explain how to talk about acoustic technology, because he doesn't know. Acoustic technology, acoustic technology, acoustic technology, acoustic technology. Notice, Mr. Fernando, we were in fully lit environments when we do these demonstrations. You see that? Not sitting in the dark telling, this is what my customer gets. Yeah, customer got ripped off. Let me see. Oh man, do I have to go there? Yeah, might as well. That is my customized projector. So, you know, I'm a bit of a painter. You know, I do my little paint work here and there. That is my customized projector that I modified, and that's the screen we did. Oh, I would have made a fantastic Fallout setup. We should do these. How come we don't do customized screens like this? We should. Oh, I forgot we're starting a whole gaming community thing. We probably are. This is something we're going to be working on for our gaming community. We're going to be building and designing customized motorized projection screens for your whole gaming setup. They're going to be custom painted and everything. Give you that kind of real gamer look to your motorized projection screen. There you go. That's what we're going to be working on next. There's some cool stuff we're working on. We did a RetroPie. I actually converted a 16:9 to a 4.3 projection screen. There's our projector mapping. I actually painted my projector. So the projector was painted with screen paint. So when we would basically scan to the floor, that means that we can basically camouflage the projector into the floor as the projector was hitting the wall. Give it that more wraparound environment. Do you guys think about stuff like that? No, they do not. Floor projection technology. You can't get a freaking wall to work on your ultra short throw projector, but yet we can do it at 5 feet on an ultra short throw projector in a fully lit environment. Onto the floor. Bam. Bam, 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 bam. More demonstrations. Acoustic technology you don't know, because you have to copy our work at the end of the day. Copy our acoustics, acoustic, acoustic. All in fully lit environments, 235.1 setup with basically Infinity One ceiling attached. You don't know nothing about that. On-site commercial. All these are commercial on-site. Boom, 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 boom. On-site. Yeah, this is going to be a cakewalk for us. Outside demonstrations, been done at 720p. Inside demonstration, acoustic technology. Again, rerun it back. We do it outside, bring it back inside. We got enough tests to choke a horse at the end of the day. Over 11,000 video demonstrations and climbing, not even done yet. And pretty soon, I'll be at 67 commercial environments. Every single one of them. We're gonna basically blow it out up in there. It's gonna be unbelievable. Black Diamond technology. We've tested their stuff. Black Diamond. So I have my stuff tested against high-grade certified screens. What about you guys at the end of the day? I mean, you want to complain and cry to me and say, our product's worth the money. No, it's not. It's not worth jack. We test their stuff at the end of the day against certified screens. We can take out certified $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 projection screens. What are you doing at the end of the day? Nothing. Sitting there just crying and whining about it. Bam, 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 bam. Look at that. Ceiling technology. Look at that. Football, sports. I can even push it off the ceiling. I think he showed some demonstrate some guy on the screen. Again, not a well-lit environment. I can watch football off my ceiling if I want to. Gentlemen, if this is bothering you and this is upsetting you at the end of the day, who do you got to blame? Only yourself. You're the ones who challenging me at the end of the day. Do you even know what you have gotten yourself into by challenging me? The reason why I'm showing you all this is to show you how far my experience level travels. Mind you, this doesn't even hit close to what we do, because I can go back on my YouTube channel 10 years ago and show you technology we were working on long before you guys ever knew even existed. And this is what you're challenging at the end of the day. You have you have a way of winning in any way whatsoever. I'm way beyond you. That's the part you can understand. You are still trying to say you're me, and you're not me. This is why we crush you every freaking day. I can go in and get money right back on my account. I'm literally building a book out of your cancellations. This is how bad it is. My track record with you guys at the end of the day is that I have gotten you to pull down your marketplaces. I have gotten you to lie and expose yourself on doing all kinds of criminal activity on your own companies, trying to compete with me. I have gotten you cancellations. I've gotten all kinds of stuff on you guys. Just you guys will cut and cheat and do whatever you can to try to get it to be me. And we busted you on this. Matching house pain, making up fake gains and all kinds of fake specifications. You guys have tripped over your feet and tumbled down hills and all kinds of stuff trying to get to me. And failed miserably while doing it. And you swear you're on my level for some reason. Danny Carlson making a black paint in the day wasn't as easy as you thought it was it, buddy? And scared to sell it to us, because you know where that state cancellation came from? His black paint. That's what we came in to get. That's why he canceled the entire state. You canceled the entire state, calling your black product to be the best, and we got you to cancel the entire state of Pennsylvania because you're afraid of your black paint challenging one of ours. Yeah, that speaks volumes right there. Let's keep going. We got more demonstrations bouncing off the ceiling. A massive 250-inch monster screen. Boom, 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 boom. Gamer technology. These are the motorized projection screens. He said some dumb nonsense on camera one time about how you can't paint over a screen because it'll get jammed up. Again, please just shut up. You talk too much, man. You don't know what you're talking about. When you get on YouTube and you get in that field, when you say things, you can mess some people up. You can mess up whatever projects you're working on because you talk too much. You don't know what you're talking about. If you're going to sit there and say that if you paint over a screen, any of the screen paint is going to jam up the motor because ours is much thinner, it's not going to have that issue. You are a freaking idiot. And the reason why I'm calling you a freaking idiot, Mr. Rogers, is because you do not know what you're talking about. I have painted more motorized projection screens than you ever have. I've done tension screens, some motorized projection screens, which you have not done. You see this screen right here? This screen has a custom paint job to it, which means that there is a custom paint job here and here and here, which means this screen, if it was so, as you said, would have jammed multiple times, which it didn't, which we have demonstrations showing us rolling the screen up and down. I even painted it an extra 4 more times to prove my theory on how much of an idiot you are. And that video is on YouTube for everybody to watch. There's my customized screen, motorized screen. And nobody's talking about. Complete idiot. Commercial environment. Commercial environment. Commercial environment. All these are commercial environments right here. Commercial environment. Hey, I think my video stopped. Commercial environment. You guys don't need pictures in commercial environments, do you? Oh, you do. Your screen's washed out. One of the screens is actually awfully washed out. This is commercial, commercial, commercial. More demonstrations outside. Bum, bum, bum. Fixed frame projection screens. Oh, there's so much more. It's not even funny how much we have. We're not even close to being anywhere near the bottom of all this. This is called a thin box. So a thin box demonstration is where you take a thin box and you paint it right down the middle and you put it against a white surface to see exactly how your product pulls up. Have y'all done the thin box demonstration yet? You haven't done? No. Okay, I thought not. Customer demonstration, customer demonstration, customer demonstration. This is on Screen Paints way back. More customer demonstrations, customer demonstration, customer demonstrations. The customer actually built the frame, put the whole thing together, painted with our technology, and bam, right there. This is our demonstration. It's a $7,000 Parallax, I think Parallax or Parallax by Daylight. Boom, 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 boom. Then those test demonstrations shows you that's the screen right there. Got that finished and done. More demonstrations, showing you the screen again. Bum, 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 bum. This is right here against Black Diamond Technology. They're edgeless. I think it's the edgeless. Edgeless. I think it is right there. Boom, 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 boom. Yes. And there's a label showing we got it from Screen Innovation. Here we go. Outside demonstration. Do. Motorized inflatable projection screen. Look how amazing that looks. Oh, remember that picture you did, Fernando, of the one with the black makeup? And you said, oh, look at the contrast. I bounced it off a ceiling for fun. So not only did we do a 150-inch screen on an ultra short throw, but we bounced it off the ceiling too, on top of that with all the lights on. I won't embarrass your pictures. You want to do pictures versus pictures? Your stuff will get embarrassed. Ah, this is where we took an old dirty box we found in the trash, coated it with our technology, and turned it into a projection screen. Yes, an old dirty box that we found sitting in the trash outside of the garage and turned it into a TV. Look at this. We got more demonstrations. It just keeps going outside. Now, how come your images don't look like this? That's on a 720p projector outside at 150 inches. Oh, wait, there's more. This is what we call a splatter screen right there. Showing the difference between us and white projection screens. That looks amazing. Oh, wait, there's more. Wait, we got so much more. Where are you going? Where are you going? I think we're overloading our system. Gee whiz, I tell you, we have a lot of pictures, man. We're not even close to that. All pictures in there, not even close. So, you want to challenge me? That's what you're saying. You want to challenge me, Mr. Bird? I could develop technology within 20 minutes and wipe your entire product line right now. I got tons and tons of formulas that I haven't even had a chance to be able to make yet. I can grab anything from the back. I can bring a Supreme 8 forward, put FLE technology, and wipe your entire product line. You have to understand the concept of where we stand with our technology. We can pretty much, and I hate to put it this way, but it's true, we can knock everything out. We have endless possibilities for everything. There are no glass ceilings for us. There are no stop signs. There's nothing there. Our technology is endless. You've seen all those picture demonstrations. You see all those video demonstrations. You see the test demonstrations of what I mean. This product, we did every single test demonstration live, every single one of them. I've knocked out every certified screen I can possibly get my hands on. I've been from here to buy screen paints from Amazon to eBay. We have been there, done that. I've been on commercial multiple times. I'm on commercial right now. I can drop my projector at equal mode. I can put it in the center of an environment where meters can't even register and read, and I can basically produce a beautiful image of a couple of sheets of cheap plastic and a bunch of cardboard boxes and still blow out a $7,000 screen. Now, for the naysayers at the end of the day who think that, oh, I'm not bragging, I don't brag. It is what it is. This is why we have your cancellations. Part I'll be printing yours up next. This is why I have your cancellations sitting on my desk. And your emails of pleads of cries and all that other dumb nonsense right there. We're talking all this nonsense you can't back up. Jeez Louise, my goodness. My technology is already selling already. That technology opened up today. It's already available. We got customers in there already buying it up. Because you know why? I could do this. You can't. I know I make this a challenge today. We got a challenge video going out. You're going to be in the max out zone. Challenge. Max out zone. Meters can't pick up. Projector has to be under $20. Must be long throw. And you must be in commercial to do it. What's the problem? We did it. We do it every day. I literally am in a commercial environment literally every day doing these demonstrations. You see me up here with an ultra short though kissing the screen at 3,000 lumens or up? No, we don't even use that machine. It sits over there. We don't need it. For me, that's too easy. That's why it's sitting over there. You guys have to depend on those projectors. You see me with any ambient light controlled environment? No, not at all, period. Everything I do is flawless. Other guy's afraid to put his product out. Williams can't even basically put his product out. If he does, you know what's going to happen to it. Go crush that stuff, man. I'll put you against an ad tech. I mean, I'm delivery just going to wreck your stuff completely. I'm not even going to give it even a chance to even work. I'm going to destroy your stuff. Literally just wreck it. I'm going to take it outside and stick it outside at 12 o'clock in the afternoon and watch an ad tech destroy the daylights out of it. And when I get done with it, I'm going to wash out your container, and I'm going to pick a little pedestal for it, and I'm going to stick it on my desk. It'll be my trophy. Now, as for the other one, he's made it virtually impossible for us to get his product. But now I want your receipt sent enough for my trophies. I want one of your containers now. So I'm going to put out a little bit of message to my people at the end of the day to get your stuff. And it doesn't make a difference whether or not they're not going to use my name at all. They're going to use their names. Because we already tried using my name and you're scared. So I'm going to get your product. I don't care which one it is. I want your container on my desk. I'm going to have it in a little tiny container, and I'm going to basically make it my trophy. So that means that my people are now coming for your stuff, and that means the trolls are going to come for you too. So with that being said, you're going to get your stuff over here, one way or another. And there's nothing you can do to stop it. You can't cancel. You're going to cancel their state. That means you have to cancel everybody's state, and if you cancel everybody's state, that means you're not in business anymore. So what are you going to do? So now we're going to get your product over here. And you won't know who it is and where it's coming from and at all. But it's going to come to me. I'm going to get it on my desk. So there's some more paranoia for you at the end of the day, Mr. Danny. See, I can add stuff to your paranoia stage right there. Jamie, you on the other hand, we already had your stuff over here. Pretty much. We just had everything you could possibly think of. Didn't work for Jack at all, period. What I'll do is I'll basically place an order, get you to cancel out, put the money back on my account, take the same money, send it to a friend, and have them order and get it for us. Then I'll get a cancellation in your product down there at the same time. I'm going to stick you in this environment, this Cinemax. Since that's supposed to be your prize paint. We tested it already, but I'm going to stick you in this environment. Let's see if that stuff really works. And then we're going to get the whole complaint about, oh, but it's not ambient light rejection. Don't put it in that environment because it's not ambient light rejection. This is what I wanted to show you. I'll tell you the truth on this stuff, man. I couldn't make this stuff up on what these people do. Like, I could not make this up. Literally wrote on his container, not ambient light rejection. If it's that dark, how is it not ambient light rejection? Are you kidding me? The darker paints are better at ambient light rejection technology. So why in the world are you writing on container it's not Kenny? Then what is it? What are we buying if it's not ambient light rejection? What's the benefit of that versus your other grade paints? There we go, right here. Right on our container. Literally wrote down there crying about it's not ambient light rejection. You're giving us freaking instructions on our labels and stuff. We were writing stuff in and giving us instructions like don't put it here and don't put it here. And don't talk trash at the end of the day. Like I said, you remind me of like somebody who talks all this trash all day long. Ever seen a movie called 3 O'Clock High? He reminds me of that. Talks all this trash all day long. And then when it comes time for the 3 o'clock and for us to meet up in the schoolyard to square up, you're just sitting there going to lean up to me real quick like, look, man, I was just talking a lot of trash, because, I ain't really about that kind of life at the end of the day. If you could take it easy on me, like just hit me in my stomach, whatever, you know what I mean? Just don't pound it dead. I tell me, that's the person you are. Or what you are at the end of the day, that's what you are. Because you talk all this trash about your product and then you come to us crying and whining when we order your stuff and get it over here. Best of the best, he calls it, and then cry on the container talking about not ambient light rejection Kenny. So what you're saying? You're saying you don't want us to put your product in a fully lit environment like our stuff sits in? That's what you're saying? That's what I'm talking about by fake paints at the end of the day. You got to know what you're really getting when it comes to ambient light rejection and tested products. Literally cried on his receipts. What receipt was this anyway? This was the Frankenstein, right? It wasn't the one for $90. Yeah. For $90. No. We wouldn't have got our money back. We wouldn't have the product. These are the ones we order afterwards. This is the one we got. This is the one we got before, and it didn't test. Oh, no. This is involving the post office fraud charge. That's what this one is. Because he changed the color of it. That's what he did. Yeah. Committing fraud charges. That's what it was. This is when he changed the color of it at the last minute. This stuff was actually light gray, and he changed it to dark because he saw the dark one we had in the basement, and he could figure he'd try to match a color that looks just like ours, and that's what he did. That's what he got caught. It's the post office fraud charge he got. But still, why would you? It just used to be light, and you changed it to dark. Why in the world would you change the dark and say not ambient light rejection? They're trying to cover his butt at the end of the day. All right. I'm going to go back in and send my email to him because I got to contact Mr. Danny about this range game because we did ask him multiple times and he's not responding back to us in any way whatsoever. And I want to know if this range game is true. I'm giving him the opportunity. I know he's going to look at it as he's being harassed. No, you're not being harassed. You're being asked a simple question. Don't go Karen. We don't want to hear you going Karen on YouTube. Don't go every time, oh, he's harassing me. I'd be harassing you if I was going in and I was talking about your family and friends and stuff like that. That'd be harassment. What I'm asking you is something you wrote on your website. You wrote it, right? All right, then I have the right to ask you this question about this range game because, again, you have an open shopping carts on this thing. And you're charging people money for something you can't back up. So, done with this video. As you can see, our gain is absolutely amazing, as it always is. And everybody else, well, I can't vouch for everybody else, but I can vouch for these two at the end of the day. This stuff is trash. All right, we're going to come back in. I got to send this letter over through because I got to get to 9 o'clock so I can get this, what I got to get done. I got something to do at 9 o'clock. I'll be right back. Boom, boom.